What's good, everybody? What's good? It's your boy Tony, real the God, man, coming back at you with today's podcast. Um, we waiting on our guest, and today is going to be a very, very beautiful podcast. And on a very, very real topic. Real topic. Okay. So I'm just waiting for everybody to come in. You know, it's not, this is early. This podcast was supposed to be scheduled for yesterday, but um, we had an error. So, uh, okay, all right, here you go, brother. I'm about to put uh, the goodness, the stream link inside of the chat. All right, there you go. Make sure you hit that YouTube link. Okay, Sister Divinity is also here. Y'all hit that um YouTube link, and then y'all know what to do from there. Oh, okay. What's good, Miss Leroy? Glad you can make it to the show. Glad you can make it to the show. Make sure you share the live, Miss Leroy, and let everybody know your boy Tony Real to God is back with another great topic with two very, very intelligent folks. We have an advocate for the men and an advocate for the women. Thank God. Because I don't think, I don't think, not having anybody to advocate is. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. What's good, sister? What's good, brother Azriel and brother sister Divinity?
What's happening?
Hello.
What's good, brother? What's good?
All right, y'all. Glad y'all
Good.
can make it. Glad y'all can make it. Okay.
Let me mute my mic real quick.
Okay. Glad everybody can make it.
Yeah, let me move a little bit out.
Okay. Glad everybody could make it today for this broadcast. And we got a sensitive topic to talk about, y'all. Sensitive topic. It's just been, I don't even know who that is, but thank you. So yeah, we got a very serious topic to talk about today, y'all. And I know a lot of y'all, y'all been anticipating, and then y'all went to emailing the hell out of me the other day and hitting me up on text messages, hollering about what happened to the show. I thought you said it was gonna be at 1:00. Look, people. You see
That's right.
these. Do y'all see these people up here? Me, Sister Divinity, Brother Yahuda Bay. We're real fucking people. Okay, we're real people with lives and problems. Okay, so
Yeah.
when we bring y'all this info, this knowledge, man, it's not, you know what I'm saying, it's, you know what I'm saying, it's to benefit everybody in the community, to help hopefully change lives, but we have lives too. Okay, so let's not blow up the email and the text messaging. Like, I just don't like that again. I just want to throw that out there real quick. I appreciate the love and support, but let's not take it personal. Let's not take it personal. Relax, everybody. It's good. Look, we here. Yay! All right. So yeah, we got a real good topic for y'all today, man. You know what I'm saying? We all on time today. You know, and whatever time we start, we're gonna come anyway, y'all. You know, y'all know what's up. Okay, and the topic is okay, Ms. Leroy. And the topic is how to identify your soulmate. Are y'all ready to hear this? Okay. All right. So you want to know how to identify your soulmate. A lot of y'all probably wondering, oh, why she ain't came in my life yet? Or why he ain't came in my life yet? Well, these two intelligent folks are going to explain to you whether why, or maybe you should just stop looking at it fall in your lap. I don't know. But I'm glad I got them here to talk about this because, I ain't never thought about identifying a soulmate. I was just like, hey, fuck it, So, but I'm going to learn something today, y'all. That's why I'm glad they're on the show. So I'm ready to learn. And y'all go ahead and introduce yourselves. Thank you, everybody, for coming, man. Y'all introduce yourselves. Sister Divinity, you go ahead, and then Brother Azriel.
Yeah, so I'm Divinity. I'm a newfound author of the book From Energetic Particles to Material Matter. I also do speaking engagements, speaking on the power of thought. So entrepreneur, and just, I have a health and wellness business as well.
All right, Sister Divinity. Brother Azriel.
All right, I'm going to do my best to make that a little bit shorter than what she did. She consolidated a lot of information in a very short period of time.
She's good at what she
but
do,
my
man.
name is absolutely. My name is Azriel Yahuda Bey, and I'm a soul that's perfecting how to be human. So I believe in the power of thought and the simplicity of just nature and the laws that are already within us that we just haven't discovered to manifest our reality. So in a very short period of time is what I believe in. And I do a lot of counseling, do a lot of talking to people. And, it's just wonderful to be able to see people actually grab the reins of their lives and literally change their reality. And that's all I got to say. I'll regress from there.
All right. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother, for that. Sidebar real quick, y'all. If y'all want to tune in tomorrow, matter of fact, tune in tomorrow for Chronicle Talk with Tony Sundays. Okay. All right. I'll be doing a live, you know what I'm saying, on Sunday. It'll be at 5, so it'll be every Sunday. Chronicle Talk with Tony, at 5 o'clock every Sunday. All right, y'all. All right. Now, if you're at work or just getting off work and you need somebody to listen to, turn on Tony Real the God. All right. All right. So the topic is how to identify your soulmate. So, okay. So I'm going to let Sister Divinity come on with her open, and then I want Brother Azriel to come in with his open about what he thinks on the topic, and then we're going to go ahead and get into talking about the topic. So go ahead, Sister Divinity, and with your open. I'm sorry I'm a little off balance today, y'all. Y'all know I'm usually more energetic, but man, I'm kind of off balance today, a little tired. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But we're gonna get through all this. So
We're
go
gonna
ahead,
get it
Sister
done.
Divinity. Yeah.
We're gonna get it done.
Yeah. Go ahead, Sister Divinity, with your open on the topic.
So in short, I feel like the most successful way or the most guaranteed way to attract your soulmate is to put yourself in a position to reposition the condition of your soul, which doing your due diligence to kind of go on your soul journey so that you can become more discerning of the things that are required of you, so that now when you run into your soulmate, they're going to mirror certain aspects of your inner work. So in short, that is what's going to guarantee you by universal law, you to attract your soulmate into your physical experience. You have to do the work. You have to become what you want him to be, and you have to be in alignment. Through, just you going through a series of internal trials and tribulations, just overcoming the self.
Yeah. Real talk. You know what? I ain't never heard it that way. I ain't never heard it that way. I'm gonna have to try that. I'm gonna have to try that. Now, if don't nothing happen, I'm be like, Sister Divinity, you said.
Yeah,
No,
please do.
I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that shit. That's I probably didn't manifest it correctly or something. Brother Azriel, go ahead with your open on the topic.
I'm going to attempt to paint a picture because we're dealing with our individual experiences. And this is where the technicality and the beauty of it all starts to unfold because it's each individual experience. So as pertaining to the topic, how to identify your soulmate, when you do your self-work and you're literally working on yourself, you are able to get in tune into your higher self. And when that balance or that connection happens, the human body becomes a conduit. And this conduit is connected to the cosmos. And so, sort of like how the Bible speaks, what is done on earth is done in heaven. What is loosened on earth is loosened in heaven. We start dealing with Jacob's ladder, the 33-degree vertebrae, which is your spinal cord, your Jacob's ladder, as we start getting into the chakras. Now, I know I'm kind of rambling, but it all makes sense though, because see, this is the type of information you'll come when you do your internal work. So as you move on your journey as a soul, having a human experience, and then you meet like-minded, let's say, frequencies, auras, if you will, that are compatible to your likes, your taste, but even more so from a spiritual, which is a soul connection. And you're able to identify that. And so you're able to basically rightfully divide from lust, from love, and able to make a wise and conscious decision. So I'm going to attempt, like I said, because the experience is very different, to put it out there to make it simple, to be able to see some of the similar characteristics from the soul to actually make a union with one another.
Mm-hmm. That was very well put. Very well
Yeah.
put. You talking about you rambling. I feel like I was rambling, and that was kind of like the short version of what you just gave. Like you really went into depth, and you did paint the picture of that's beyond this physical reality. So there is other aspects, and there are different frequencies and different different things that you can attune yourself to, so that you can attract or identify your and so that's amazing. That's amazing.
Oh, I'm just trying to keep up with you, sister. At the end of the
day, got
it. I'm trying to keep up with you.
Well, see, I was, I was telling them, about your sister. I was like, wait till y'all get, y'all get a load of Sister Divinity. I said, that's Sister there. That's Sister there.
She's dangerous.
Come to this
she's dangerous.
Yeah,
she's alive.
And I'm still experiencing and learning. And, every time I just had an interview last night where I was just being real transparent with, when I get on these things, sometimes the fear arises, but me not responding to that fear in the same way, that really lets me know, like, I'm on to something big. Like, I'm really ensuring my growth when I do this. Now, when fear come up, it's kind of like, I know I'm going to provide value. I know I'm going to learn something about myself. So I interpret it differently. So I'm still learning, and I love what I'm hearing thus far. And we only 5 to 10 minutes into the segment, so
the show, yep.
That
is all right, man. That is all right.
Being excited, man. That's all right.
Yeah, So, one thing is I keep getting emails here. Hold on. Okay, if you're watching, why don't you put that in the? Okay, I get it. Look. Maybe look, I'm gonna say this. Maybe you'll see that brother in future content. Maybe you won't. Okay. There are some things that are just not going exactly well right now, but maybe in the future, or maybe when me and that brother can have a civil discord conversation. But all I'll say is maybe we'll see. Now stop asking me about him. Now, okay. So a lot of people, y'all, let's continue. A lot of people, I have some folks that say, they don't believe, what I'm saying, in a soulmate. Okay. They don't believe that, a soulmate, it can be found. It has to be given. So what would be, what would be your response to a soulmate not being found but given? Sister Divinity, you can you can respond to that, and then Brother Azriel.
All right.
I feel like certain things are predestined. I do feel like there are certain destinies, but you decide the destiny. There's multiple ways that a certain thing can turn out. But I feel like people that don't believe in soulmates, and this is just me personally, they don't really understand themselves on a more subatomic level. Like they don't really understand themselves on an energetic level. Because when you can see everything as energy, then you understand how different emotions, different circumstances, different thought waves align you with certain realities, certain physical realities or physical manifestations. And so I don't know if I'm answering your question correctly. But I would say if you do not feel like it's possible to attract a soulmate, then you would have to reconsider the way that you view this thing called life. Like you will really have to pay attention to your fundamental understandings of life, because that's going to give you the leverage to, gain your clarity, to see everything on an energetic level. I think. I don't know if I answered you. Did I? If I didn't, I could just double back real quick.
No, you answered it okay, but just in case anybody, any of the viewers that's watching, just go back just a little bit,
So
because,
you,
go ahead.
so you, to put your question in perspective, you said, what would I say to someone who do not believe in soulmates?
No, I said, what would you say about people that doesn't believe that some people don't believe that you have to find your soulmate? It has to be given. They believe your soulmate has to be given, not
Given.
found.
I would ask, given by who? Like who would authorize the
Right.
who's in control of this? Because really, when I say something is given or something is like, I'm the creator of my reality, right? So I'm not downplaying that there are high vibrational frequencies that I attune to gain this clarity. But there's not like a God or an external source or force of energy that is assigning different things. I don't see it that way. I don't see it that way. I
But
feel like I feel like you attract and you align with certain outcomes, certain destinies, certain frequencies. So
right.
I feel like, yeah, because I don't want to say too much to start rambling. That's what I feel like.
Well, sister, the reason why I say, and I know the question sounds stupid, but I guarantee you it's not. The reason why I say this is because I've spoken, to many people on this topic. The first day, when we got the topic, I started talking to people, the community and religious people, spiritual people, people that believe in all kinds of other types of deities and all the kind of stuff. So I've heard this before, and they've said, oh well, you don't have to, you can't find a soulmate. It has to be given to you. And this had come from somebody, that was spiritual, like a spiritual person, and they feel like that, your ancestors, will give you a soulmate. You just have to be patient. So that's why that question came out. You know what I mean?
The patience, while you're being patient, I don't know if they're saying like you have to be patient for that person to just pop up and you could just be as you are and you just are, divinely gifted, like this soulmate, this person that you consider as being perfection, and they're not really, you guys don't mirror each other. So I'm not sure if you're saying like they feeling like they're patiently waiting for something to be given. A lot of times we sit around and we patiently wait for things to be given, but it never turns up until we start showing up for the things that we asking to be given. So I would say personally, to switch the perspective from waiting, I don't feel like you should wait for anything to happen. I feel like you're a co-creator of your reality. I feel like you set the tone to what's going to show up for you. And that's just what I feel like. That's what I'm going to say on that.
And I agree with you, sisters. You do set the tone. You know what I'm saying? But that's just to clarify, because I'm pretty sure, they said that they was going to watch today. And
let me say though, Tony, not to cut you off, if it is indeed something that someone believes is going to be given, if you believe that your God or your Allah is going to give you or provide you that soulmate that you're looking for, then the least you could do is start suiting up to be ready for what's about to be given to you, instead of just waiting around and not doing your due diligence, not holding yourself accountable, so that now when you get this divine partner, this divine counterpart, now y'all out of sync. You can't connect with him. him. You don't know how to communicate with him. You misinterpret everything he say, because all while you was waiting, you were not progressing. You were just waiting. That's just it. You were not working. You were not manifesting a new version of yourself. You were not renewing your mind. You were not aligning with this thing that you want to be given, because obviously if you want something to be given to you, it has to have some type of value. But if you're not doing your due diligence to instill the value that you're waiting on to be given to you, then you gonna flip it anyway. Once it's given to you, once your divine partner gets sent to you, you're going to sabotage him. You're going to misinterpret him. You're going to disrespect him. You're not going to be submissive. You're going to be in your ego because you were not doing your work. You waiting for something to be given and you ain't working for it. That's kind of like waiting on a miracle versus aligning with it. So I'm real big on like aligning. And what does it mean to align? It means to shift the perspective, shift the day-to-day, shift the paradigm, shift the mental conditioning, heal the traumas. You know what I'm saying? So that now when I'm given this gift, I know how to take care of it. I'm not going to, you know how they say, like, to have and to hold. Like, it's one thing to have, and it's one thing to have it and to hold it, but it's another thing to maintain it and actually nurture it and actually, grow with it. And so, yeah, I feel like I'm rambling, but I really wanted to answer your question.
You answered it perfectly, sister. You're all right. I like when y'all come on the show, I like to give y'all as much as you can.
Right. Right.
Yeah, so if you are watching today, this person that I spoke to, I don't know, I didn't forgot your name too. There's your answer. Okay, all right. So Brother Azriel.
Yes.
Same question for you. What do you? I think you muted. I think you muted.
Okay, you can hear me now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Same
okay.
question.
Yeah. So
same question.
yeah, just go ahead and because how I like to flow with energy. If it's all right and not too much of a problem, you just repeat that question for me.
Okay,
I'll go in.
Gotcha.
Yes,
The question was, what do you say to people that believe your soulmate has to be that you don't find a soulmate, it has to be given to you?
First, I would ask what they believe.
I'm gonna
because
give you
if
the
they're
floor.
coming, okay. Because if at the end of the day, I'm a soul. So if I have another soul that doesn't know that it is divine and capable of doing all things, I mean, literally, and that soul comes to me and it says, hey, you know what? I don't think that my soulmate's gonna be, I'm not gonna be able to find it. It's got to be given to me. And I would say, how do I answer that? Because if I created my reality, and this person has not created their reality, obviously, because they're talking to me about things outside of their control. But this is where their understanding is. And here I am with my own experience, and we're having a divine appointment. You see, this is what this is about, the divine appointment, because of the soul. And so I'm going to have compassion on my brother, because how do I literally answer that question? This is how I would answer it. I would say, what do you see? If he says, I do see her coming. Do you see a timeline? No, I don't. I say that when you can find your peace and your stillness within yourself, you will find her, or you will find him. It'll automatically happen. But if you can't even see it right now, and you're already asking questions, and you're thinking that this particular manifestation is just going to somehow appear to you with you just sitting down and doing nothing, it's almost like a lazy chef that is hired to bake a cake, and he has everything in front of him or her to make the cake, and he just sits down and he believes his skills, his Call of Duty skills, is going to make the cake. It's your tangible skills. It's your real tangible skills, what he can really actually do, and his experience will help him to make a bomb ass cake. Putting it like that. So, in short, that's how I would answer that, because that's real stuff. This brother, this sister coming to me asking me this, they're really confused, or either they have thought about it and then something made them change their mind, but yet they still want it because they talk about it. If they didn't want it, they wouldn't mention about it at all. And so, therefore, I recognize that, and I would literally have to deal with them. And sometimes the best advice is really to leave people where they are, because eventually, and I'm not saying this mean, because life has a way of teaching us. And if you don't learn the lesson, eventually somebody close to you will be like, hey, yo, bro, check this out, man. The reason why you've been going through this, man, through your car, man, is because you got an air compressor that's going out, bro. And so he says, hey, man, thank you. And he replaces it, and boom, his car's going good. Just as simple as that is, that's how our lives are. And when we are able to diagnose ourselves by doing our self-work, it just makes it very easy to see who is really compatible to be our soulmate and how to acquire the soulmate, male or female.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what I'll say to
Mm-hmm.
All right, brother. All right.
I love that.
Yeah, that was woo.
Because that is, like he said, like that is
Yeah.
an indication that a person is not in co-creation mode. They're still in
them.
a victimized consciousness. They're still operating in their lower levels of being, their lower levels of thinking, and so they have not reached that growth spurt, or they have not reached or elevated their consciousness,
Right.
to a wavelength that that can be interpreted that way. So yeah, you do, because once you elevate and once you start doing this work on yourself, it does something to the mind, and you go from being a victim or just a part of this big scheme of things to now you are a co-creator. You see yourself differently now, so you're not even asking those type of questions, or you're not even considering those type of thoughts anymore. You actually looking back and measuring your growth as to how you used to. How foolish of me to even think that somebody was going give me something. I'm sitting around waiting. I'm at the church house waiting on this and wait, and Lord, and it's like I've been self-sabotaging for so long, so thank God for growth. So that is
That's right.
that person would, and just in closing, I feel like that person would, I would probably have to shed light on how, they just got a little bit more self-realization to come across. Like you just, experience yourself a little more, and, and that's cool. Every seasons and cycles to everything. So everybody not going to get it, but.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you said, I just wanted to share just another thought. You know, this topic is so sensitive because, like I said, it's about our individual experiences, and we know how our experiences are, and the joys, the hurts, the ups and downs. But when you have when you literally have the understanding of that, you can heal yourself from wounds and all this other type of stuff. So we learn to be more compassionate, definitely to those people. With the question that you mentioned, brother, because there's so many people out there that really they really believe this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and you just can't cast their imagination down and say, man, get the hell out of here, man, you're
Right.
just tripping. No, you can't do that. You
Right.
literally have to deal with them in love. And if you know what, if you really don't have an answer or anything that's beneficial that that they can, be able to take something because they're really hurting right now, then don't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
No, they may not like you. They may think you're dumb, but there's an old saying, I'd rather be thought a fool and open up my mouth and prove to the whole world that I am.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can just remain quiet, maybe that's all that they need. And you know what? They'll remember me simply because, man, I tried to talk to that one dude and he didn't say anything to me. He just stood there and he'd be like, and he would ponder. He would say, well, I was feeling upset, but he wasn't. So what was he feeling? And what did he have at that time that I did not? And then he'll be able to look at his experience or her experience and maybe try to unravel a mystery that got lost in their subconscious.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And it really is like stuff like that is like planting seeds. Like you plant the seeds in the subconscious minds of the people, and it'll take root. And it's in the time for their harvest season. Whenever they step into their willingness to actually And so sometimes I used to feel like my message will fall on deaf ears, but it's not that. It's just they're in a different season, and you can drop that seed in their spirit, and it's going to take root if it really has some type of substance behind it. You can't just be talking to people just regurgitating what you heard, but if it has substance behind it. It has great potential because it's energy. Everything is energy. You drop that off in their spirit, they're going to feel it, even if it's for a moment, but they have something to revert back to. And so, yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
Whew. Boy, y'all burning me up over here.
Yeah, I love discussions like this. Really.
Y'all lighting the stage on fire. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm also picking up some things and learning some things at the same time.
Awesome.
From just these two different perspectives that y'all have given has shed some light on some things in my personal life. So I got to get out of that ignorancy. So, because so many of us, we tend to believe that, you know, having a soulmate is the one you're supposed to naturally be with. You know what I'm saying? And even if we do have a person that we feel we're naturally supposed to be with, it ends up not working out, and then we start second guessing ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
And a lot of the times when that happened, not to cut you off, Tony, it's because we didn't do the work on ourselves. We are the person we're meant to be with, right? So if we can correct that person, if we can get a hold of the self-mastery in that way, then the person that people feel like is ordained for us, or, supposed to drop out of the sky for us, that person, we're going to spot them out. We're going to be discerning, right? It's not going to take 5-6 months for us to see how it work out, because in the dough, we already see like, okay, this person doesn't practice principles that I practice. This person is not consistent in his way. I want to see how you showing up for you before I can hold you to a standard to show up for me. And the way you show up for you, it has to mirror the way I show up for me. And that is going to let me know if I'm willing to submit to this person. Am I going to let this person lead me? Is this person really, kind of, and I feel like that, and I'm not big on the Bible, but that evenly yoked, everybody always talking about people being evenly yoked. And, and so I just feel like it has to balance out, and I have to be discerning from the start point. And in order for me to get the person for me, and I'm gonna close this, that's what it is. Like, I have to be secure with me. So I don't misinterpret a relationship into, expecting it to be my soulmate, or holding them to a standard that they're not ready to live up to. And they wasn't practicing or doing what they were supposed to do to be this version that I'm trying to make them anyway when I first met them. So I'm already at a disadvantage because this person wasn't already conditioned. This person already wasn't doing the things that, and so yeah, I feel like that's how you really ensure that you're going to run into your right person. And if you don't, after doing your healing, if it turns out that it's not the right person, then you are going to be discerning enough and managing your emotions enough to now focus your direction in another. You're not going to beat a dead horse. You're not going to be in your lower self because you've been doing your work and you thought this was your person. And even though it's not, you understand how to switch the perspective when things don't go your way, instead of getting engulfed in something that was unfortunate. And making a situation, bigger than what it was supposed to be. And that was a lot, but I just wanted to add that.
Oh, give it all. I want it all, sister. What I'm saying? We need all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, whether y'all want to, believe this sister to be one to say too much, I'm going to tell you right now, she need to say all this. Okay. All right now, I believe that when she started talking, hey, just let her go. When Brother Azriel start talking, let him go.
Yes, I love the way he speaks. It's really like he's really bringing it out for real.
Yeah, hey, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, this brother is fine, man. You know what I'm saying? We just getting started. He ain't made it there yet, but he gonna get there. You know what I'm saying? So these are these two people, man, they're fine, man. And I hope y'all are learning from, what they're, telling y'all as far as how they're explaining this to y'all. I hope y'all are learning. Oh, this thing all in my dang. I hope y'all are learning something today. Okay. So y'all touched on that question real good. So the next question I got to ask, as far as the topic. Okay, why do y'all think that, why do y'all feel like, let's just say, we got a bunch of people, right? We have an entire crowd of people, right? And they all want an answer to their question as far as who they feel, who they feel is their soulmate. You know what I'm saying? But so many signs revealed to them, let's just say personally, doesn't really show that, that person could be their possible soulmate, but they feel that they are because of the connection that they have with them. So, touch on that. Like, if I say, hey, I feel that person's my soulmate because we connect real good.
Okay. You want to go first, King, or?
Yeah, Brother Azriel. No, go ahead, Brother Azriel.
You know what? I'm gonna let the Queen speak, man, because
okay.
and this is why I say this is because when you understand how energy works, and you believe in the earthly mother and stuff like that, you have to let the women speak. This is how we learn. Now, at the end of the day, us as men, our whole job, we're conquerors. We're literally conquerors. We conquer shit. Yeah. And so we've conquered our women and so forth and so on. So like I said, when we have that balance within ourselves, we understand that we have to let her speak. And let her breathe on us. Let the Queen breathe. Yeah. So go ahead and breathe on us, Queen.
That is all good, Brother Azriel. You can breathe on us, but you got no bad breath this morning, huh? You got. I'm just kidding. Go ahead, sister.
So I will say, and I hate to get into titles, but this is the best way to kind of like narrow it down to the seasons and the wavelengths, right? So when somebody feel like there's like a strong magnetic pull, energetic pull to a certain person that mirrors them, or I seem so familiar with them. Most of the time, that is something that they like to call a twin flame. A twin flame differs from a karmic partner or a soulmate solely due to the purpose of it, right? So if you come in, most times we come across our twin flames and we misinterpret them as being soulmates because of that strong pull. The reason that pull is there is to not for us to get so engulfed in it or so attached to it, but that is solely something that's going to mirror to us what we are, our imperfections, the things we love about ourselves, and that those twin flame connections, when it's that strong for real, they end up being like love-hate relationships because people don't get the lesson in it. You don't understand that pull is there to raise your awareness to some capacity. And I'm gonna just say, for me personally, I've had my encounter with my twin flame. We mirrored each other. It was just incredible. With everything, all of our connections. And so I thought for a long time that was my soulmate until it started causing more trouble than ease. And when it started causing more trouble than ease, what people do is, because they think it's their soulmate, they'll stick it out. They'll endure that stress. They'll endure it with no result, not understanding that, damn, I'm supposed to learn something from this. And this is only here for a season or a reason, or, this is not my lifetime. And so if you can, and it's powerful, it is. And that's why when King was talking about those soul ties, it's really hard to learn the lesson or overcome that type of connection, right? But when you do, when you're able to see how that person was mirroring you and your shortcomings and the things that you needed to work on, then you're able to provide room for your soulmate. And your soulmate is somebody that you're going to grow with. This is not somebody that you learn from them as well, but it's not like those karmic or those twin flame relationships to where it's kind of like a toxic cycle of like repetitive inconsistencies or whatever. And the reason people stay is because of the love, right? And they overlook the intricate details as to why it's showing up the way that it is. It's like, no, this is my soulmate. Yeah, I know it's bad. I know everything is not peaches, but I'm gonna stick this out. I'm gonna endure this. But those are the relationships that you are supposed to learn from. When you hate somebody so much that you love them, or when you love them so much you hate them, it doesn't come to a full circle for real. And so, yeah, that was a lot. But that's what I would say with that. She said, no, that's not true. This is not at all true.
All
Not
right.
true.
Yeah, Miss Leroy, I see you right there. You said, no, this all not true. Okay. Well, just listen up, Sister Leroy. You'll have your chance to come in and ask these two intelligent people questions.
So, but that was basically your question. You were basically saying, what would I say to someone who feels like they have met their soulmate due to the strong pull, due to the mirroring, due to they
Strong
feeling like this is
connection.
home?
Yeah.
Right. And I feel like they come in that strong for real. Most of the time people fall in love in those twin flame situations within less than a year. And it's real powerful. And it's there for a reason. You got to wrap that up. Like, you really have to learn. That person comes in with a bang. It's impactful. It's meant to switch your life. So then moving forward, you can make room for your soulmate. So you're not constantly spinning within those cycles. And I'm not saying that with your soulmate, you're not going to run into difficulties. I'm not saying that y'all not going, that y'all going to agree on everything. But the way you guys go about resolving the issue that you have, it would not be the same as you would with your twin flame. It's different. It's more mature. It's a different frequency. It's something that you've done your due diligence on yourself. You run into these people when you ain't done your work. I'm just going to say that in short. You run into the people, if you know you haven't done your work and you've attracted somebody and it's this strong, impactful pull, 9 times out of 10, that's somebody you got to be careful, because that's somebody you're going to have to learn from for real, because you haven't done your work. So the way that you handle y'all problems is not going to be in tip-top shape. You're going to make the problem worse. You know what I'm saying? But once you actually, if you haven't had that isolation period to really heal yourself, and so that now you know how to resolve issues in a mature manner with someone like a soulmate, then you're not going to make space for him. That's what I was saying. Like, you could have your soulmate and you'll flip it, And so, okay, I'm going to stop. I was really just trying to get to the point of what I was saying, though, so that it don't sound like I was just rambling.
It's good, sister. It's good. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. It's all right. The people need to hear this, because I'm gonna put it to you like this here. I tell people all the time, somebody need to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
what you've been doing all your life is, you know what I'm saying, not hearing anyone actually be honest with you. You know what I mean? Whether it be about you or whether it be about whatever, you know what I'm saying, whatever's going on in generally outside of you. But somebody needs to let you know to help you see, to clear up anything that you may be confused about or that you might think that you're right about that you're really wrong about. Somebody needs to tell you. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So,
Exactly.
but if you that type of person that don't want to take in information and you just want to be like, I don't believe it, you know, okay, well, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And you know what, Sister Divinity, I actually had wanted to get in touch with you, but I know you was busy yesterday. But I actually wanted to get in touch with you to see if you know, I was trying to talk to you about it first, but you know, we're on the show now, so but I had, you know, say I think I don't know who. Oh yeah, no, I had spoke to the other brother about having you co-host this show today. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
I didn't know if you would have been ready for that. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying, this is a very powerful topic. And you know, we have a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, talk about this topic. You know what I'm saying? Even when I'm talking to friends of mine, you know, they be like, hey, you know, hey, I wonder who my soulmate is. So yeah, it's
And these topics have great depth. And like I said, I'm a beginner speaker with this. This is everything that I've experienced internally. And now that I'm in the physical realm for real and I'm creating, now it's like, okay, I can exercise everything. So it might seem like I'm all over the place, but again, like humble beginnings, everything that's big was once small. And so this is definitely, I would have been up for that type of challenge though. I would have been up for that. Yeah.
That's why I was trying to hit you up about it. I was like, she's busy, so I gotta wait until I get in touch with her. But that's okay.
And then can I say in closing before he starts speaking, the karmic partners that I was speaking on are the partners that you end one relationship only to jump into another one that kind of mirrors the last relationship because you're still connecting and attracting from that space of uncertainty, that space of like your childhood traumas. You're still seeing through the lenses of your trauma. So your discerning is not really there. So okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, true that. And I want y'all to know this, man. You know, regardless on, you know, how y'all are taking this in right now, trust me, it's important to listen to this. Okay. All right. You know, however you feeling right now, if you're on your couch sitting back, you know, drinking beer or spilling food on your chest, listen
right.
to this.
Because Miss Leroy, like, girl, that's not it. That's not it.
Y'all see the comments like, I know what she talking about. You know what I'm saying? Cool. So yeah, Miss Leroy, really? Anyway. Okay, so brother Azriel, your response to that.
There's another there.
There's no such thing as a soulmate in the world,
soulmate.
People. Ms. Leroy, why are you so salted today?
Hey, this is what we can address that real quick because see, this is how experience works, and I respect what she's saying because you know what, that's the truth, because that's her reality. And who are any of us on this panel to go against that when she can use her experience to say, okay, all right, smart man, since you know so much. What about this? And what about this? And what about that? Now you have to race and trace and deminimize and ostracize her from her own personal experience, and you can't do that. Now you're in violation of the law because now you're instead of saying, hey, you know what, you're right. I really don't know that. Now you're trying to covet. You're trying to use whatever you want to, and now it looks like witchcraft. And this is why we say witchcraft, is because when you know someone's trying to say something about your reality, your experience, and you know it's bullshit. You know they're coming from a genuine place. And so I just wanted to just address that because there's no way to do it. Anything else with that would be warfare, back and forth, trying to dismantle someone's personal experience. You know, and we want to keep the energy flowing. You know what I mean? So, you know, with that, and so, and no disrespect. I'm not trying to rush past that. I just wanted to say it because that was on my heart to say, so I went ahead and said it. But my brother, back to the original question. Could you repeat that to me, man? and then I'll answer that question.
Okay. What did I'm sorry. I was into what he was. What did I say, sister? What question did I ask?
The
No, you were
question
saying
that you.
what do you were basically asking what would we say to someone who feel like they found their soulmate due to the strong energetic pull that they have initially
Right.
with that person?
Yeah.
Okay.
Due to the strong connection they have with that individual. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, I got you now. All right. All right. Hey man, you know what? I appreciate it, man. You know, I do a lot of teaching, man. So, you know, this is how I remind myself. So, you know, there's only one way to answer this, and you have to start with sexual energy. And this is why I'm starting here, is because we become sexually active very quick and very fast. Okay, I'm almost 43 years old. And I'm super transparent, man, because it is what it is. So when we start sharing our energy and being sexual, it doesn't matter if it's oral, it doesn't matter if it's whatever. Okay, you're making a connection. This thing creates a bond, and spiritually, it will lock you up for about 7 years. Uh, the more you participate in this, because it feels good, you like this guy, that's what you're doing from the world, you know, you're swinging your hair, you're living your life, you're pumping, you're digging it. There's consequences behind this. And I'm going to answer the question, but I just want to paint a picture of how deep these connections are. So, and then you get to a point in your life where you know, hey man, you know what, I want to just do me. Okay, but you don't really actually do your energy work to cleanse yourself from previous relationships that you've been in, and so therefore you're coming with a pre-notion or a pre-idea in your head of how you want to create your reality, which you have a right to, but you have chains on your soul that's tied to a whole bunch of other trauma, if you will, that you haven't dealt with, that you think that you dealt with, but it's evident due to the track record of the continuous reality that you find yourself being David and the situation being Goliath. And so now we are trying to learn how to slay this drama, and we are the creators of our reality. So now with this energy thing moving on with that. So now as we start to feel like there's a different type of connection with somebody, we have to realize what connection it really actually is. And let's say we go for it. Hey man, I think he or she is the one, I'm going in, right? I'm gonna go in. And then you go in. And things is cool and things is rocking and stuff, and then all of a sudden that soul side decides that, hey man, I'm gonna do this because not only is it an Aquarius, but it's a lunar Gemini too as well, and then now it's a galactic channel, and so now it's tied into a whole bunch of frequencies. So now what I said is that you didn't know that this guy is a social media monster. He's got a lot of following. He's got a lot of connections. He is who he is. He's telling you straight up, and he's a good person. But these are some of the things that actually happen in people's lives and their experiences. So at the end of the day, when you decide to jump inside of a relationship, or because you have a connection, you know, if you find out that you're not compatible, you learn that through your life experience. And so basically that's the end of what I wanted to say without really trying to take it so long. But you know, that's my observation, that's my opinion, you know, because life is your teacher, and your experience that you have in life, that's the one that's going to tell you yes or no. And you're just only going to agree to the things that I say that is relevant, that is beneficial. Other than that, I'm just a man just talking on the screen, you know? So
Brother.
That's what I wanted to say about that.
All right, brother. You touched on that good. What? It's a noise or something in the background.
Oh yeah, I thought that was you, Tony.
No.
Let me mute my mic. It's not me though.
You got is something moving over there, brother Azriel? And like a shh. That's what I'm hearing.
I'm not sure, but I'll disconnect my headphones. I do have some dudes out here doing some construction. So
okay, well we'll work through
check this out.
We'll work through it. Okay. All right. Anything else you'd like to add to that, sister, to that question?
No, I probably would have. I couldn't hear him thoroughly because I got kids. I had to get up for a minute, but no, I heard the beginning of what he was saying, so I'm pretty sure he spoke a mouthful.
Okay,
I'm sorry. I'm not gonna get up no more. I just had to.
You are right. Yeah, you wasn't on the screen, so
Is this a little bit better? Do y'all still hear that sound?
Yeah, that's better.
You still do?
Yeah, it's better. Yeah.
Okay. I think so. I'm gonna go cut some things off, but yeah, y'all rock with it. I'm still gonna be with you guys. I want to make sure I minimize the sound stuff as much as possible.
So okay, how do so Sister Divinity, Brother Azriel, how do we conform to like to a certain, let's just say, status, okay, that we believe that will attract our soulmate?
By understanding yourself, by understanding how energies align, by understanding frequency, vibrations, wavelength, yourself, understanding yourself on, like I said, on a more subatomic level, you reach the understanding that, wow, this is how I could really manifest this walking, talking version of whatever in this physical reality. That's how I feel like that's how I came to the realization once I really started to understand myself. Then I understood my power and what comes with that power.
Okay. Brother Azriel?
You know what? I'm going to be very simple with this, man. You can literally, at 8 years old, 9 years old, the younger the better, and just go out there in nature and just say what you want. Say, I want a wife that's going to love me for who I am, right? And we're going to work out all the problems and we're going to be good. And that's it. Keep it really short, because kids are very short and simple. They don't go through all this talking and then just walk back inside and believe it. And the kid will literally believe that. And later on, you still go through the bad boyfriend. He looked like this. He was the knight in shining armor, but he started trying to fuck up shit. And you barely psychologically survive that. And because you haven't given up on love. And now you eventually find Mr. Right. But really, that Mr. Right was really actually what you spoke of before. Now, your ignorance made you run into other men and took other avenues to actually find the request that you had that was already granted to you, but it got lost in translation due to maybe you didn't really know what it really took for you to connect those dots, which was self-work. Because you have to align yourself first, and you have to do your self-work. And so this is the mystery. This is where the Bible gets complicated, because when you start reading that book, you start to read about Moses, and I'll make this very quickly. When you start reading about David, and these are some phenomenal people. And if you know any of the stories, like Samson, the strongest man, he's killing a whole bunch of people with a jackass bone. And then you sit here in your seat and you're like, man, the police are out here beating people. Can you imagine having the strength of Samson? Now you have to daydream. And so now it doesn't become a reality to you, or now you start to think about Moses part of the Red Sea, and you're sitting here trying to depart your bills, which ones you can pay and which ones you can't. And so, so at the end of the day, we have to be very careful. Is the whole topic to look at Moses from that perspective, or is it to see where was Moses's mind and where was he really operating into, and then to really tune into that frequency? And it will challenge you to say, hey man, they're really talking about me, and really put that to the test. Don't be afraid to do that. Really, literally put it to the test. If we really want to deal with scripture, it says test all things. So that's what you do. So let's put it to the test. And if it passes the test, then so be it. We can check it out and we can keep it riding and keep it moving. But if we can just be simple with ourselves, especially when it relates to a woman in your life or a husband in your life, man, keep that shit simple. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. Because life is already going to bring some hard stuff your way, man. And it's going to press you and it's going to put your back against the wall. And it's going to keep you there. And the only way to get up off that wall is to really actually know how to get off the wall. What is holding you to that wall? And where do I got to go to get the keys to unlock the locks that got me trapped to this wall? And you have to figure that out. Other than that, you got all this money, but you're not happy. You got all these possessions, but nobody's really your friend.
Mm-hmm.
You see, and now you start figuring all this stuff out. You're like, well, damn, man, it's lonely on the top. So now you start speaking that existence because that's all your reality, and you're a lonely bastard. And then you die with all these friends, man, and you know that they were never your friends. You know, and see, a lot of people get caught up into this because, see, this is really that you literally create your reality. So, to make a long story short, man, because man, when we're dealing with our experiences here, man, they're so phenomenal and they're so beautiful and they're so tragic. Because some cats, they just get blown away from the decision that they made, and that's horrific. But those guys were heroic, man, because they didn't give a fuck. And so, but for a person that cares about their life, they're like, man, hell no, not me. I'm not going to do that. But that's that man's experience. So when you start to understand that, you're not condoning a lifestyle, but your mindset is operating on a different frequency. So of course, you're going to want to have a person that's going to enhance your journey, whether it be male or female, whatever floats your boat. Hey, you know, hey, it is what it is. But you want that person to be compatible to you, that will build you up. So you first have to have a mindset of that not just you're not going to tolerate this and you're not going to tolerate that, and I'm not going to put up with this, but literally you literally dealt with your own Goliath in your life, which gives you the confidence to say, I'm not going to do this and I'm not going to do that, and this is not going to happen. And then when it pops off, you're really checking it as it's coming in, because you're saying, hey, I already told you from the gate, and I'm not going to change. It is what it is. And you know what? We're just not compatible. Damn, I got to go back to the old drawing board, man. Fuck this shit. I'm just going to just chill out. And now you start to have that energy. And then you got to get throughout all that. So I use these particular words because this is how life happens. And life is very vicious. Life is a cruel teacher, or life can be a very good teacher. And it will beat the brakes off of you if you are very ignorant and you just refuse to get out of the subconference of your understanding. Absolutely. And actually start to take in information that will actually bless you. It's not that people are greater than you, but we can really actually say something that could put some money in your pocket. And even though that we know that that's not the grand sum total, but if that will get your attention to let you know that what we're saying is real, eventually you'll elevate from a monetary thing and start to look from a more point of view, from a soul point of thing. And then you'll start to understand, well, okay, well, that's what those cats would talk about. But that's after you made the money and stuff and made some bad decisions and so forth and so on, if you survive. So, yeah, so at the end of the day, that's pretty much what I wanted to say about that. Hopefully, there's something small that someone may be able to take, man, and expound that way more than I could do, and more power to you. That's what I had to say about that, brother.
Damn. All right, that's what I'm talking about. Like gotta get all that out. Gotta get all that information.
Yeah, man. It felt good to let that out.
Yes.
Yeah.
You were speaking on, like, getting rid of the resistance. Like you want to manifest the thing, but you have so much resistance and so many contrary thoughts due to your mental programming, your conditioning, your surroundings, your judicial system. Like everything is pointing, it's opposing your nature. It's teaching you to go against your nature, your birthright. Right. So yes, getting rid of that resistance. I feel you, King. Everything. You just said a mouthful.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Now, y'all, I want to ask this question, but he pretty much answers that question in so many words and ways. And this red tablet, I have all my questions written down for this show. and I read over them all night to memorize them. Okay. And he pretty much just answered two of the goddamn questions. So let me cross two questions out. Nope and nope. Okay. Y'all are really good. So let me just ask the questions I got left, I guess. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. All right. Okay. This is one hell of a topic. And, you know, everybody that's viewing right now, hey, y'all, hey, that's cool. Y'all are watching this. Say, oh, y'all want to come to this show. Boy, I tell you, y'all some sometimers. They want to hear about the soulmate stuff. So, I'll ask this question, and hopefully, you know what I'm saying. Hopefully, it doesn't pertain to any of the answers y'all already gave, but I'm going to ask it anyway. So this next question I'm going to ask is this: What you know what I'm saying? What do you say? You know what I'm saying? Or how can you, let's just say, talk to a person who feels that um uh yeah, that sorry y'all, that are convinced, you know what I'm saying, until they, I guess, until they find, you know what I'm saying, their soulmate, you know what I'm saying, they're not going to accept anyone into their life. What do you say to someone like that? What kind of advice you can give?
I would ask, what are they basing them finding their soulmate upon? Is it their conditioning that they're basing it upon? Like, okay, I know I'm gonna find my soulmate once I do this, or I know I'm gonna do this once I do that. Ask the question again, Tony.
Okay, so the question was, what can you say to someone that feels that until they find their soulmate, they don't want to deal with anyone in a relationship until
I
they
feel
find it.
like that
So
could
wait,
be
hold on a second.
intuitive. Okay.
Before you touch on that, sister, you know, I just want to let y'all know, y'all go ahead, and I want y'all both to touch on that, and also teach on that. Now, those are one of the questions that I would love for y'all to speak and teach on that. You know, can y'all dig that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna give y'all the floor, and I'm gonna go down. Okay,
All right.
go ahead.
So, essentially, I feel like if you feel like you're not gonna mess with nobody until you find your soulmate, I feel like that could be, you could be intuitively guided to do so, to withdraw your energy from the space of various people, because you do pick up so many extra traumas. So you reserving yourself until you find your soulmate, I feel like that'll give you a lot of time to focus on self. That'll give you a lot of time to hold yourself accountable in areas that you might come up short when trying to co-create with someone anyway. It'll just give you the leisure to focus on the things that matter the most, because sometimes when we feel like, we dating here, and we feel like it's, it has no value, or it's not a bigger picture to where we're spreading our energy, those create like blockages and traumas within itself. So I think it is best for you to reserve yourself until you are discerning enough to mesh well with someone who, are aligned with their own health and wellness, with their own success, with their own their higher man, their spiritual man, like they're in alignment with like this higher frequency. So I think it's very beneficial. I think it's very beneficial to stay solo until you reach a point to where you're confidently secure within, your decision making.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I agree with your perspective, because it's true, and it's genuine, and it's very real. Um, and that's the optimal thing to do, is to work on yourself. I'm totally for that, but you and I both know that that's the optimal thing to do. That's to be the first thing on your list. We know this, but we also know that most people are going to choose the other paths.
Yeah.
And we also we know what's down there, but we have to allow them to go there. And I have a thing that I've been kind of feeling in my soul, and I've been kind of talking about it. And it's like, you get to a point in your life where you know you you just let things be. You just let things be. And it's not to say that you don't care for people, but when you really are compassionate, people are doing a lot of hurting, but a lot of their answers are within themselves. And it's like, and it's like you have to talk their language and get them to calm down. And then when they calm down, you give it to them, but they go back to the chaos. They forget the wisdom. The bullet hits them again. They fall back down to the floor. They come back to you bleeding. The wound just got reopened, and you got to patch them up again. You say, "Who's shooting these shots?" And they tell you who's shooting these shots, and then you build them up again, and they go back. And this time, there's more people, more shots is fired. They get hit, they're leaking bad. They actually die there in the house. They resurrect themselves somehow. They come to you because you're not understanding how they're surviving this stuff and how they're able to stand all that stuff. Because you just want to say, just get out of there, bro. Just run. But man, I love her and all the whole and they just getting shot all over the place. And so, in other words, it takes a lot to walk downstairs. And this is the reason why I say this. If you have a home and you have your children downstairs or whatever it may be downstairs, it takes effort to walk downstairs, number one. And so, and then it takes what is valuable to me that makes me go downstairs in the first place. Now, we have family and friends that we don't think a lot alike. You know, your mind is different from your father's mind, your mother's mind. So, and sometimes family don't make the right decisions because they start going off, they start fucking up, you know, and you start seeing it, and then you start to try to help them out, and they just sit there and look at you. Thank you, cousin. Thank you, brother and sister. But you know what, man, I'm gonna do my own thing. And then you try to help them again, and this is the email you get is, man, shut the fuck up. Don't fuck with me no more. And you're like, whoa, hold on a second. And then all of a sudden you're ostracized. So you know what? It's best to just, man, let people be who they be. And you just kind of share this information, man, because at the end of the day, their experience, if they can just do what you said, do the optimal thing and to work on themselves, man, that is so beautiful, man, because number one, you don't got to worry about the bullshit. If you want to have an easy way and dodge a good bit of drama, man, love yourself first. Love yourself first, man. And if you're a religious person, you're like, well, but what about God? Well, hell, man, if you're gonna continue to do that type of thinking, it's gonna be very hard for you to love yourself, man, because that means you have to have your Bible in your hand when you're putting on your makeup, when you're driving down the freeway and stuff like that. In California, if you have a Bible in your hand and you're driving, you're gonna get arrested. But you got to live this life, man, because you're about that life. You see what I'm saying? It's got to be on your mind all the time. Or you can put the Bible down and actually do what the scripture says. And it says, howbeit when the Spirit comes, and he will lead you into all understanding, and no man shall teach you. And when you understand what that means, no man shall teach you, you start to sit and think about things. Now, does that mean let's chuck the Bible behind our head and forget it? No, I didn't say that.
Right.
You know, you need to have it because it's a wonderful tool. Definitely when you understand it, because when you can see yourself in it, it's not a story. If you read the Bible but you can't see yourself in it, it is a story. And you're gonna always compare yourself to Moses. Now let's see how you add up to that when you can't pay your bills sometimes. You see, so you're going to be very hard pressed to try to live up to that mandate. And then here comes Christ, and he says, behold, I'll take my yoke because it is light. Now that sounds very nice. It's like a brother saying, I'm going to pay your mortgage for this year. Brother, thank you so very much, man. And he says, Jesus did it, brother. If that's what you want to say, man, praise the Most High. That don't mean I believe in Jesus. Right. And I'm not saying that I don't believe in Jesus. I'm just only going by the conversation that we happened because as far as I'm concerned, my mortgage got paid and he said Jesus told him to do it. Literally. And he paid my mortgage. I'm not going to sit here and debate about Jesus. That's my man's experience, and I'm just grateful that he paid my what? Mortgage.
Exactly. So, exactly. And that's his truth. And that's how you allow people to stand in their truth. Just like you said about Leroy earlier when she said there's no such thing as a soulmate. That is her truth. Now, is that in alignment with the ultimate truth? Maybe not. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, Jesus is real for you, but it might not be real for me. So yeah, that's amazing. And then like I just want to speak on you saying as far as like letting people just go through their series of dating trials and tribulations, because I agree, because the same internal work, the lessons that you're going to learn when you isolate yourself, if you decide to go outside of the optimal way of doing this thing, you're still going to get the same lessons, but in a more harsher way, right? So you could date, and you're going to reach a point to where all of those things are going to create such a chemical imbalance within your being, because that energy is dense in your body. You'll start breaking down mentally, and so those are the lessons that you're going to get, and you're going to be forced to go into your isolation anyway. So to just get around all of that, to lessen the load, or to make your walk a little lighter. Yeah, I would definitely consider not involving myself with anyone. But there are great lessons that come with,
Yeah, absolutely.
Matching there.
Yeah.
That shit hurt. It hurts much worse, but you still gonna get the lesson, and you still gonna end up where you need to be. Like you were saying, you're not gonna get it all from man or experience. You're gonna have to sit yourself down. But the man is gonna force you to sit yourself down. Man being any circumstance, situation, anything external. So yes, definitely.
Yeah. And and I love both sides, man, because I was the one, I had wisdom, but I wanted to have fun. And I was a young jitty bug out there. So you know what, man? When you told me not to do something, I would look. If you told me, hey man, don't go across that street, and I say, well, why can't I go across that street? And you can say everything, man. I'm like Simba when Mufasa had him up there, and he said, Simba, everything that the sun touches is yours. I say, okay, well, what about that dark shit over there, Dad? What about that over there? And then he said, oh, you must never go there, man. You can't tell me that. You got to tell me why. Because see, I'm going to be curious. I'm going to say, is it always dark over there? It is never light at all? No, son. The sun actually shines on there, but it's dark from here, and that's where it is. And that's just a property line, and you can't go through there. So what's a property line? Oh, well, the hyenas live behind over there. Okay, well, who are the hyenas?
Listen.
Oh, well, we kind of fight against these people. I say, so those are what my teeth are for, my claws are for, so I'm a fighter.
Listen.
Okay, well, I'm going to go over there. Don't tell me that my kingdom is limited to the sunshine. I'm going to go walk in the dark. And you know what? And if there be other brothers that are in the dark with teeth and shit, that's okay, man. You're supposed to have them things. We lions, man. So just stay over there, man, because some of us are well trained, man, and that's why lions fight. They think if they walk on your pride land and they look at your nice good lioness and stuff, and they say, well, you know what? Today looks like a good day for me to claim a kingdom, and you're gonna have to stand your ass up, and you're gonna have to roar and shit, and you're gonna have tangible skills because you got to go meet this lion, and then in the Serengeti, another one may pop up and say, I want to get in on the action too. And now you just one person, you sitting here walking to the challenge like, oh shit, I got two of these barbarians, man. Now I know I'm going to get gutted. You're going to die. You're going to die. And then when you die, guess what they're going to do? They're going to go and get all the little cubs and they're going to eat them. They're going to just break them off, just kill them because they got to kill the bloodline. And then they're going to mate with the women, to rid your scent from ever being there. Now, listen. Now, this is vicious, but I'm giving you some understanding from an animalistic point of view, and we think that we're smart. You know what I'm saying? But we react to these things because some of us become very possessive of our males and mates, and we will kill you over them. See, that's that type of mentality. And then kids get caught up in the crossfire. Well, he killed the kids too. But if you compare that to what I just said about what a lion does, simply to kill the bloodline because he's there, this is his kingdom, and he thinks they just should not be there. And that's what he does. And unless you got a firearm, you're not going to stop the lion from doing that. You can't sit up there and say, Mr. Lion, no, you shouldn't do that. Right. They deserve to live. He's going to look at you and he's going to say, oh shit, there's a taco. And he's going to smack your ass down and he's going to maul your ass to death. And and now he's got taste for human. So he's going to look and see if there's any more of you. And hopefully one of you guys got a high caliber round. Don't be having no pistols and stuff because you're going to irritate them. You know what I mean? Because a wounded lion is a very dangerous lion. And so I just gave an analogy because really this is how we are in our souls. We're lions, man. We're very powerful beings down here. And some of us are very quiet. And we don't talk too much. And those are the ones you have to leave alone because they're very violent. And the reason why they're very violent is because they don't talk. So they'll kill you and you'll never know they're coming. You know why? Because you're so busy talking.
Always a bigger picture. There's always a bigger picture. I love that analogy. The bigger picture is always, it's always a bigger picture. So that was an amazing analogy. And yes, that is very true. The way that this whole setup of everything, the way that their innate nature, the way they go about it, that is exactly how it takes place. So
yeah. And you know what? Just to say another thing, Can you imagine that lion says that those are my soulmates? But the other lion will contest. They say, no, these are my soulmates. And they say, well, let's fight to the death and let's see. And that's how a lion sees it. And he's walking around saying, man, look at those beautiful women over there. And then and once that male stands up, he's going to be like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to go over there and have my kingdom.
Listen,
simple as that.
Exactly.
So yeah, so while we're looking for your soulmates, and women are lioness, and women ain't no joke. And if you know what the lioness do, they go and take down the prey. They actually are very tactical. So if they really wanted to take the lion or the male, they would use tactical, a tactical insertion, if you will, and rip him down, because they know his pattern, because they
strategy. Yeah.
You see, and so they will overtake him.
Right.
But they follow command, and that's what we kind of do as humans. Hey, woman, listen to me. Have my meal cooking, this and that, and these and those. But it's teamwork, because the male don't even wolf at the lioness to do her job. She just does it. Right. And if you try to come in there as a human with a Bible and say, but the Lord said, they're going to look at you and they're going to be like, wow, look at this. Praise the Lord. Look what He blessed us with.
The Lord.
Look what He blessed us with. And say, the Lord shall give. And their fangs are going to come out, and they're going to descend upon you, and they're going to tear you to shreds, just like how it says. And and you're going to be alive, and they're going to be eating on you. You'll be screaming. They're going to be crunching and popping you, man, and tasting your warm blood. And see, it's vicious, man, when you look at it like this, but you know what I mean? But we think that we're tough because we're not out there in the Serengeti, right? We don't have lions in here in this massacre, because if that's the case, people will be wearing body armor, having their ARs, a lot of ammunition. You wouldn't go anywhere without your pistol, man.
Exactly.
At all. But we practice on each other. We practice on each other. And that's sad. And that's a whole new different topic too. But it
is, but
go ahead.
No, that's just why it's important to understand the fundamentals of life, so that you can interpret these things with clarity.
Yeah.
You can't just sit down and read a Bible, because like you said, where do you fit in that shit? Where do you fit in the parables and the stories? I could never put my day-to-day and align it with the Bible, the tales and the story. I never could. I had to understand the fundamentals of life before I could interpret anything secondary to that interpretation or that foundation. Yes. I hear you.
And you know what? And for those people that may listen to this podcast, I'm not saying to chuck the Bible down and this and that. No, hold on to that book. That's a wonderful book. And the reason why I say it's a wonderful book, it's like when you learn how to read for a kid. Some kids, they learn a little slower than others, And you as a parent, as a guardian, you have to be attentive, especially if you have multiple children and you love your children and you understand how they develop. Soon as the child that's struggling to get his words or her words together catches on to that, good luck making them stop talking. Good luck once they learn to make a sentence. These kids literally just take off, literally just pew.
Yes.
Man, good, and the one thing that they're going to be good at is talking and speaking, because that was their Goliath, and they literally figured it out. They would never stop again. Likewise, it is with us as we're having our human experience, looking for things that is compatible to who we are. If we understand how we're so divinely made, literally who we really actually are, not all this yoga stuff. I mean, even though it's real, I'm not trying to put it away. But I got to say it like this. Sometimes you got to bring that knife down and cut through some of these words. So when I'm all this yoga and all this new age stuff, man, let's cut through this stuff and let's just sit our asses down here in a room and let's just be quiet. I guarantee you, if you're a hustler, you're going to think about the hustle when you're in the room. You know what I'm saying? If you're a go-getter, man, you're going to be sitting here thinking about, damn, I got enemies. And you'll be amazed what really runs through your brain. 93% of our reality is built by our subconscious. Now you have to understand what the subconscious is. The subconscious is everything that you do automatically. When you breathe, that's your subconscious telling your brain to do all this. You don't got to sit there and say, breathe, breathe, because then you got to walk too. Breathe, walk, breathe, walk, breathe, blink, walk. You see what I'm saying? Use my hands. You'll be talking a whole bunch of gibberish. And you'll be a dysfunctional man. All your words will make no sense, but that's what you got to do to move your body. But see, you don't have to do that. It's on autopilot. That's your subconscious. And if that's what it does in your natural body, and you can just only imagine the science, what it does for your internal organs, then how much more do you think you're going to be able to do if you're unbalanced from that and you're not aligned with that? But you're a boss, though. You know, you're a boss, but a boss of what, though? You know what I mean? A boss of what? So, you know, at the end of the day, will we
That's enough. God dang it. Yeah, over
Don't leave us up here, Tony, because you know we're going to chop it up. Don't be leaving us. Because we'll run the show now.
I see. Up here tearing up my stage. On fire. Let me get the fire extinguisher. God damn. I was sitting back, I'm listening, I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what am I? I'm like, what I'm gonna ask their ass now? You know what I'm saying? Gosh, man. Say, if y'all not getting this information on how to identify your soulmate from, you know what I'm saying, from Sister Divinity and Brother Azriel's perspective, I'm telling y'all, this information can help you. And that's good that you watching right now. Keep watching because it's only gonna get better. All right. So I got some more questions, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, I'll let y'all come in. And if y'all want to come and ask them anything, I'm pretty sure they're going to give it to you nice and subtle and raw. Okay. Because somebody got to tell you. Okay. Like I said, somebody got to tell you. All right.
And then I got about 15 more minutes, Tony.
Okay. Well, give me that. Put the time on for 15 minutes.
Okay.
Put the time on 15 minutes. Yeah, I want to use all that up. I want to use all.
Okay.
Okay. So, brother, you okay? Let me ask you this first, and then come back to him. Shit.
All right. Talk to me.
I'm asking Sister
Talk to me, brother. All right, talk to me.
Okay. So how like, what do you say? What can you say to, you know what I'm saying? Let's just say I want you to advocate for the women, Sister Divinity, okay? And then Brother Azriel, I want you to advocate for the men, okay? Because, you know, in this entirety of the conversation, you know, it's pretty much been in general on both sides. So now I want you to just advocate for that one side for me, okay, sister? So what do you say to a woman that will come up and tell you, you know, Sister Divinity, I believe I have a soulmate, but I don't think I'm ready for my soulmate. What do you say? What can you say? What kind of advice can you give that sister?
I would begin to direct her focus towards the things that she feel like she needs to do to get ready. What does getting ready look like to you, Queen? What does that look like to you? And we're gonna get down. We're gonna write it. We're gonna write it. And this is I take time with people that come to me with like on my team, and when they really have like a certain goal. So I would have her to write down, what do you want him to be? And what do you feel like on the other side of that list? What do you feel like you have to be in order to become, you know, in alignment with something like that? If you feel like you're not ready, how now moving forward are we going to prepare you to get ready? We finna detach from some things. We finna sacrifice a little bit. We finna love on ourselves a little more. We finna set some goals. We about to reconstruct the way we see this reality. Are we about to communicate with people differently? Are we going to consider others a little bit more? Are we going to step out of our own conditions and our own thinking? You know, like, what are we going to do to get ready? Because getting ready is going to require you to change up your day-to-day. It's going to require you to change up the way you see things, the way you speak, the people you connect with, or the lack thereof. And so these are the things that I would direct her focus towards if she's admitting already, like, hey, I know I'm not ready. So it's not like she's in denial for a certain thing. She understands. And so moving forward, I would just put that in perspective for her, because a lot of people feel like, I know I need to do something, I just don't know what it is, right? And so sometimes when you have that person to actually make a suggestion, or to just make you really write the vision and make it plain, write it down. What does that look like? Make a vision board of it. What does that look like? Because that is going to create the discipline that you need in your life. You're not going to just wake up seeing what kind of day you're going to have, or just seeing what life is going to throw your way. No, you're going to be a co-creator of your own reality by pure, deliberate, conscious intentions, and you're going to be consistent, and we're going to do it like that. And this is what is going to ready you for your king, or, make you, more discerning as to how to handle him, and everything else that comes your way. So you're not sabotaging blessings, not just in a way of a soulmate, but you're not sabotaging any type of divine connections or any type of thing that was divinely given to you. So that's what I would say.
Right. So I hope all you sisters taking in that advice on, whether you're ready for your soulmate or not. And Sister Divinity just touched on that for y'all, saying generously. So if you feel that you are not ready for your soulmate, you may be timid or a little afraid, take that advice what Sister Divinity just gave you. All right. And apply it to yourself. Okay, it's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong with applying information to your life. Okay, you don't have to make every decision alone. Okay, ladies, and okay, brothers, you brothers, you do as well. So, same question for you, Brother Azriel. Advocate for
Okay.
the men. Advocate for the men, brother.
Okay, so please, like always, brother, ask me
Yeah,
that question again, brother.
What do you? So the question was, Brother Azrael, what do you say? What kind of advice, or what can you say to the men as far as advocating for the men that are not ready, or they're not ready for their soulmate, or they may be afraid, to be, find or get with their soulmate? What do you say that are not ready? They may feel they're ready, but they're not ready at the same time. A little bit of fear at the same time. So what do you say about that? Advocate for the men for me.
You know, that's a pretty wonderful thing, and I'll be very blunt with you. If a man came to me, and I apologize for moving, man. Like I said, I had some construction workers I was dealing with, so this is over. Brother. So, and he says that, hey, you know what, man, I ain't ready. I would say, well, what do you want to do? He say, I ain't ready. I heard that already. I understand what that means, but what do you want to do? You want to just do nothing and just say that, and just that. How does that make you feel just to say that without doing anything about it? And then he may say, "Oh, it makes me feel bad." Well, that sounds like there's some action that needs to happen now. Sounds like a verb that needs to go into play. Do you know what? Now say, where's your energy at? Do you feel like you got some energy that you can actually do that? And just the look on your face told me everything right there, brother. So you're right. Everything that you just said, but the desire is still there and you haven't fully given up. So this is my suggestion, and I can only suggest. I would suggest that, you take it easy with yourself. And if you feel like you need to jump on in there anyway, after what you said, man, you may shock yourself and realize that really you are ready, because really you didn't even realize that the things that used to be a hard thing for you, you really stopped doing those things, and you really actually you weren't aware of it, because it was subconsciously, automatically, because you started to put certain things in practice. You don't think a certain way anymore. So when you start to shock yourself and, I'm not ready, or this is not the one. Why am I doing this? What do I see in this person? And then all of a sudden you start seeing things in that person. But really, are you seeing these things in this person because really that's what you want to see? Or you're seeing these things in this person is because you really actually are doing your self work and you don't even know it. And sometimes that happens now. But if we become dumb and we deny our self work, then we become a hypocrite. And what happens is that now we start to sound like a soothsayer. We have these good words, but now when it comes to the ladies, you're just a player. You know what I mean? It's hard to get from up under there because a good reputation and a bad reputation has this in common. They follow you all the days of your life. No matter how much you switch them up, someone's going to always lock you down to the old you, or someone's going to lock you down to the new you. So in conclusion, man, I would tell the brother, I said, that's a whole bunch of stuff that I just said, ain't it, brother? He said, yeah, to just be focusing on a soulmate, right? Yeah, that's a whole bunch of work there too, isn't it, brother? Yeah. Okay. So maybe, just maybe, if you just start working on yourself, man, and just saying yourself, hey man, you know what? One day I'm gonna be ready. But today is not my day. And it's okay for me to say that I'm not ready. And it's okay for me also at the same time to know that one day is gonna be, but that time is not now. And when you really actually say that, it's not contradicting, it's you being actually in harmony with yourself and actually being in real time, realistically conscious and operated in the capacity of common sense, which is actually simplicity wisdom. And the first step of wisdom is to first identify the extent of your ignorance. And that's the very first step of wisdom. Yeah. And so baby steps. And if we can just manifest just doing the little simplicity of applying a little bit of tender loving care with ourselves, and definitely with the decisions that we make, because we must understand that the decisions that we make, we're going to have a whole bunch of people attached to us, family members, all this other stuff, but they may not be spiritually good for you, but you may not be ready to let them go because this is family. So this is where life comes into play. And just like I said in the scriptures, howbeit when the Spirit comes and he will lead you into all understanding, and no man shall teach you. So your teacher is life, and you shall learn. Now, what type of student are you going to be?
And that's a good question. That's good. Let me know when I'm about 10 minutes in, Sister Divinity. That way I can.
No, we got 5 minutes left.
5 minutes left. Okay,
I'm sorry.
Hold on. Let me. Okay. Yeah, Brother Azriel, can you stick around a little while longer?
Yeah, I think I can. I can stick around a little longer, brother.
Okay, so Sister Divinity got to head out, y'all. So before she does, she got 5 minutes. So come on in and ask your questions. Sister Leroy or whoever want to come up and ask a question. All right. So if you still watching and you want to ask these two intelligent minds any questions, come on up now. All right, and stick around after Sister Divinity catches out. Brother Azriel will still speak for a little while longer. If you want to come back up and ask him any more questions, you can after after we're done. So if you're coming up, come on up now. So
did you get all your questions out, Tony? Because how long are these usually? They kind of just there's no
no. I have them at least. I have them at least going to an hour or 2 hours, and I actually wanted this one to be 2 hours, but you got to go. So I want to try to finish getting that second hour in with Brother Azriel, because I know you're busy. So, hopefully, let's say, what about tomorrow? Can you do it tomorrow? Can you come in tomorrow about the other topic that we talked about?
You talking to me?
Yeah, Sister Divinity. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah.
Probably Monday. Monday will be my next available time.
Monday, okay. Mm-hmm. Ooh, I don't like Mondays. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm off on Mondays. I'm off. What
about Tuesdays? Well,
yeah. No. Remember, Tuesdays is good. Remember, I do lives on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So any of those days when I do lives. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. What time?
12 or 1, maybe 1.
Okay. So you don't have Sister Divinity, you don't ever have later times? Because okay, never mind.
She busy, man.
Well, I asked y'all.
She's busy, man.
I have to find a way to work that though, because I do, I want to be able to, be a part of this as much as I can. Mm-hmm. However, I am trying to balance everything. Usually I hold my team trainings that I either host or attend in the evenings, because that's usually when people are off work. My teammates especially, they have, they still work in corporate America. So I want to consider that as well. And so we do those regularly just as a way of holding each other accountable and, sticking to the goal and, so that's why that is right now. But if anything changes, I'm gonna definitely let you know.
Yeah, because I be wanting to have, evening podcasts and stuff. And, I be wanting you on, but I be like, nah, I gotta, work in her time frame.
Mhm.
But this is fine. This is fine. This is cool. Trust me. You don't get no complaint out of me. Brother Azriel, would you be able to come back through Tuesday for another live?
I think I might be able to do that, my friend.
Okay.
Sounds like some fun.
Yes, yes.
Hey,
I love the
hey,
energy.
hey, look, this is what, for Brother Azriel, it's good, saying that he's able to inform people, but it's also fun for him too. All right. So say, hey man, when it comes to giving you the truth, give you them facts, yeah, he ready for it, man. And what I'm saying, and Sister Divinity is also very challenging. So like I said, y'all, if y'all got any questions, you better come up now because Sister Divinity about to get out of here. Any questions? Sister Leroy, I know you still in the building. You know what I'm saying? So you might as well come on up and ask your question. So while we wait for a second, Sister Divinity, answer this for me here. Okay. Okay, I have a friend of mine, and he believes that the woman that he's with right now is his soulmate. But he's been having second thoughts lately because of the way she's been treating him, and it hasn't been respectful. What kind of advice you can give to him about this?
I will first ask him, can he pinpoint her willingness? Like, how willing is she to compromise with him? That'll be a big sign as well as to how that is probably going to unfold. Another thing in acquisition to relying on the physical, I always consider, because it works for me each and every time, when I'm really battling with something that I need clarity on, I go on a 72-hour fast. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean no eating. It's something that I'm going to feel. It has to be a sacrifice. I got to give up my phone, I can't give up my phone now, but, give up food, give up certain things that I know will give me some type of temporary relief, whatever I'm used to doing, right? You give up those things for 72 hours. And the idea is to release that energy to make space for the energetic signature of clarity to reside within your space. Now, you have to be really intentional with this, and you have to be really deliberate, and your belief system has to be wrapped in it. You can't just do it and just think it's hocus pocus. You really have to be intentional with what you're trying to receive, right? So you make space by releasing, I would say that, to get your clarity. And then just tap into how willing she is. Is she going to be willing to compromise moving forward? What do you need her to do? Like, you really sit with yourself, ask yourself, like, what do I need from this woman? What am I really going to ask of her? Like, if she does this, what am I willing to compromise? Like, you really got to put yourself in it as well. Like, yeah, she might be effed up, but what am I doing to contribute to the way she's showing up as well? If I really want to consider this person, if I really want to be with this person, and outside of that, you do your internal work to receive that answer, and she's going to do something, or some type of experience will come into your reality after you setting that intention, after you going on that fast, to where that's going to be your clarity. And it's up to you to take it for what it is or not. You could overlook it, sweep it under the rug, and still roll with the punches, or you could take that like, okay, this is my clarity. I'm not supposed to be with this person. I'm going to do whatever I need to do to detach, right? So I feel like it's a couple of things that, you can do. But you have to do them like it's all gonna come to a full circle. They all gonna work together in the physical and in the spiritual. This is how you reach your balance, your clarity. Like, you really want that clarity. So you gotta make space for it. Sometimes we be asking for stuff and we really want to know what we should do, but we got so many moving parts and we still doing things the same way. So the thing that we asking for don't have space. Our space is already clouded with how we do things and how we see things and the people so it's things that are required of us to get this clarity as well. So I would highly consider what is your friend doing, or what is my friend doing to receive the clarity? Are we just sitting around playing the victim like, damn, I know I'm not supposed to be with this person? So that's what I would say.
Okay, and that is all right, sister. So I if he watching, yeah, hey, I hope you got that, brother. If not, I let him know later. What I'm saying? Coming from a very intelligent sister. Oh, okay, Ms. Leroy coming in. All right. I'm about to say, you better come on, because Sister Divinity about to get out of here.
Come on.
How you doing, Sister Divinity? Oh, I'm sorry, Sister Leroy.
I'm fine. I'm at work. I'm at work on edge, waiting for the questions. What the world?
You like this topic, huh?
Oh yeah, buddy.
Yeah, go ahead and ask your questions, Leroy.
Now this thing about a soulmate. Now y'all know there's no such thing. A soulmate is your heart. This is what you use as your soulmate, is your heart. And in a relationship, you're supposed to have communication. Now, if you have lack of communication in a relationship, there's no relationship. You can't communicate and understand one another, then there's a problem. So from how I see it and the way I feel about it, that's how I feel with the soulmate thing. There's no such thing. God did not put us here to look for a soulmate.
You know, it's interesting that you say that, because I can understand that speech. What you're speaking about is the harmony between yourself, your soul, your being from the heart,
right?
And having that together. Now, also, when we start to deal with the power of speech or communication, which is very, very powerful. And when communication is cut or lost in translation, or someone decides that, hey, you know what, I'm done talking to you, everything goes down south, and you will not get that back. So I totally understand that perspective. However, if a person, which a lot of us happen to look from an outside perspective of it actually being the manifestation of another person, which would be a whole new different human, whole new different soul outside of yourself, for compatibility and from that state of mind, because we're talking about state of mind, which I understand what you're saying, but when we start dealing with state of minds, that's individual experiences. And so for us to have this information, like say we have to go downstairs, and that takes effort to deal with people where they're at. Because if there's any resistance, some of us are just to the point in our lives where we're like, man, you know what, you can have it, bro. My wisdom, you're not gonna listen to it. But I understand what you're saying, sister. And you know what, you're right, because I know what it's like to be complete from within. You know, so just like how I know what it's like from the perspective of someone looking outside of themselves, from what that I already agree with you with. So you're right, because it's my experience, and I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I understand as well.
You have some people that's been together 30 years, been stopped loving one another, but still in that same house.
Ms. Leroy, give Sister Divinity a second to respond, because she has to
okay.
go.
I'm gonna have to pull up. I definitely appreciate this, Ms. Leroy. I appreciate your questions and your insight all the time. But I do understand what you mean when you say there's no soulmate, because as I said earlier, I don't know if you were here. Earlier in the show, I was saying, I made reference to you setting the standard, and you're not going to be able to link up with your soulmate if you first are not in constant communication with self. If you first are not setting an example of what love, sacrifice, commitment, consistency, all of these things, you're not going to be discerning with who you whether you call it a soulmate, a husband, a divine counterpart, whatever you want to label that as. You're not going to be, if your star player, your real soul, if you're not really in tune and in alignment with your soul, your higher man, your spirit man, you don't know how to do those things, then soulmate is out the window. Whatever you want to call it, it don't have to just be called a soulmate, right? Whoever you choose to connect with is going to be off balance. It's going to be off kilter, because the mate within yourself, you didn't align with yourself. You didn't align your human vessel with your spiritual being, right? So you didn't mate up with your soul. You didn't match up with your own soul at that point. Like, you're not ascending to the point of, and you still in your lower self. So I definitely agree with that. And it is a play on words, for real. It is. But I definitely agree with that. You set the standard, because you can look up and you can be with somebody for 30 years and it's all, it's gone to shambles due to your negligence to do your soul evolution, to align with your highest counterparts, to connect the dots of your soul, right? You have to do that. That is really, I feel like if y'all don't get nothing else from this call, that is like my message more so than anything. The only way you can align with someone that you can live a memorable or an enjoyable or elevated life with is if you get your soul in alignment with your assignment. You have to really reposition your soul to a space of unconditional bliss. And you can't be so conditioned by what love is, what partnership is. It can't be conditioned. It has to be unconditional. And the only way you could tap beyond the conditions of this conceptual reality is if you dig deep within your soul. You right on target, Queen. I definitely agree.
And that was very, very powerful, Sister. Hold on
It
a second, Mr.
was.
Leroy. That was very powerful, sister. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
touched me a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that was a very powerful, sister.
Got me
You know
going
what
over here.
I mean? Right? Everything moving and shit. No.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate that, man. I love when you come on the show. You always bring that great energy, man. You know what I'm saying? And what is 12 or 1 good for you Tuesday?
Let's do 12:30.
12:30. Okay, cool. And then I'll reach out to Brother Azriel. Let's just saying the day before, the day of, to see if he can
All right.
come back as
Yeah.
well.
And then I'll
Absolutely.
set my time frame for 2 hours. So that way I don't have to leave 10, 15 minutes early. I don't have to cut it short. I'll just be expected at least 2 hours. Because this time I thought it was just gonna be an hour, but that's okay. I'm about to go get some things for the kids and everything. So
because when we have topics, when I have topics like real hard sensitive topics like this, I like to do it at least 2 hours.
Yeah, and that
more
definitely comes with the territory. Yeah, I understand that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so y'all have an
Divinity.
amazing rest of y'all day. I will see y'all soon.
All right. Thank
All right,
you.
sister.
Thank you. Have a
Thanks for
wonderful
coming.
day. All right.
Bye-bye. Have a good day, baby.
It is always a treasure to have that
Yeah.
wonderful sister on the show and bring her energy to the show and spread knowledge and joy and love all over my platform. And I really appreciate that sister for coming through, man. You know what I'm saying? She
Right.
is a gift. I'm gonna tell you that right now, a gift to this platform, because you don't find many sisters that have so much talent in their hands. Matter of fact, that come out their mouth. Like, she can speak so much power. Like, you don't find a lot of sisters like that, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so glad that I'm able to work with this sister and have her on the platform. Like, that's great, man. I'm enjoying, this business relationship. And that sister's powerful, man. And you are too, brother. And I'm glad I can have you here. Shit. You powerful yourself. Go ahead, Mr. Leroy, with your questions for Brother Azriel.
I knew Brother Azriel was gonna know where I was coming from when I came on here. Because when he said what I said, he said, "Oh yeah, Mr. Leroy coming."
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let me see. What question did I have? I don't even much remember, Brother Azriel. Oh, okay. It was pertaining to what you were saying about the guys and in the relationship with a woman, and you were saying y'all were saying about soulmates. But nowadays it's not that way anymore, Brother Azriel. It's about benefits. It's not about love.
Yeah, and I can't. I'm not gonna contest what you're saying, because I mean, what you're saying is valid. I'm a man that has eyes to see, and I understand that perspective. Like I said, the goal is that we evolve, if you will, to this particular concept. But we do see the stumbling, the resistance, the I don't care, the brother, do you care if you live or die? Whatever, man. And these people get chopped up, literally. And there's really nothing that we can do about it. And it's a very unfortunate. But I do believe that as we progress and move forward, and information is at least available for people to be able to hear, look, listen, so forth and so on, that we will slowly be able to change anything. Because if I can really actually look and see what's wrong with us as just being human, it's about the literature that's around here. And the literature is oppressing. And that's a psychological thing that we all get exposed to, we all have to deal with, and we're all having to be here and get along according to the government. And that's not, and it don't work that way, and we know it don't work that way. But that's the law of the land, and they make money on top of that for violation of these particular laws. And so, at the end of the day, being with somebody, is easy to look at it from that perspective. And that's why a lot of people don't want to get married. They don't want to have no paperwork. They just see it as being in the system. It takes the F out of fun. I mean, it's not the thing that I signed up to be. I wanted my marriage to be like this, man. So hell, man, if it's like this, man, but the girl's talking about put a ring on it. And he's like, no, man, I put a roof over your head. You know what I mean? And I take care of you and my children, and I don't ask you for anything. You don't have to work. You know what I mean? And, I'm not tripping about that. But, don't put demands on me like that. But, she's like, but sister over there, she got that. And, and the sister over there got that, had a big old wedding. Yeah, but sister over there got paperwork too. And you know what? If brother don't act right, and he start, flipping the script, she gonna be like, well, you know what? Let me tell you something, man. Well, I want to have right off the gate. Well, I got a prenup. Oh, you didn't tell me you had a prenup, and then boom, there you go. And because these guys are celebrities, and we're hearing all this. To make a long story short, man, it's just better to be careful with our thumbs, man, and to really be loving with ourselves, man, so that we can be honest with people. And like I said, some people just need to just hear the truth, and that's that. They don't need nothing else. Just tell them the truth and let them scream and yell and holler, and you just stand there and just look at them. That's all you can do.
That's right.
If you have any more questions, Miss Leroy, you can go ahead.
I
and
don't.
ask them now. Okay.
I don't. Any. I'm at work right now. It's time for me to go back. So that's all I need to know.
All right.
Sister Leroy, I just want to say something to you before you leave, Sister Leroy.
You're welcome.
Let me say something to you. You come to my show so often, and and you're always coming with a lot of those great questions. And how you doing? And what I want to say is this, Sister Leroy. How you doing? How you doing, sister? What I want to say, Sister Leroy, is I might. All right. I don't know if you down for this, but I might have to have Sister Leroy on the panel one day. What you think, Azriel? What you think, brother?
Hey, you know what? It's all lovely, man.
Yeah,
I'm all for it. I love her energy, man, and her the dynamics and the things that she brings it's refreshing. So, hey, man, and I would be a fool to say, hey, no, man, don't bring her up on the panel. Don't do that. I mean, come on, man, get out of here with that.
Right.
Get on out of the way.
So, Sister Leroy, would you be willing to come do a panel with us one day and spread your knowledge, get that knowledge to the people? Would you be willing to do that? You want to be on the panel?
Yeah, I would. You gotta let me know what day so I can make sure I'm off that day.
All right, so Sister Leroy, y'all heard it. Y'all heard it first. Sister Leroy, one of my biggest fans will be on a upcoming panel soon, y'all. So I'll talk to Sister Leroy and we'll set a date and time and we'll see if we can get Sister Leroy in here with Brother Azriel and Sister Divinity.
Okay.
Hey. Now, I'm sure you wanna be in here with Sister Divinity. I know. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so
I do.
we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it together, y'all. And I appreciate everybody, all the viewers that came out today on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch. I appreciate y'all coming, man. Y'all keep on coming. So I appreciate the support. I'm loving the support, man. And I'm gonna keep bringing this to y'all. Okay. So thank you for coming in, Sister Leroy.
All right. See y'all later. Love y'all.
All right. Keep watching. We ain't done yet.
All right.
All right. So, Brother Azriel.
Okay.
My name is Carlos. The other guy is Cameron, and let's go.
Thank you. You got it.
All right. So, Brother Azriel.
What's good with you, brother? What's happening?
And then there were two.
Oh, come on, man. Oh, man.
I gotta bring some humor to it. So yeah, man. Like I said, man, this has been a great experience. You know what I'm saying? For me personally, and I hope it's been a great experience for you as well. You know what I'm saying? And I hope to continue doing this, man, because man, you know, y'all always bring that in, you know what I'm saying, that positive influence and that inspiration, you know what I'm saying, when y'all speak, man. This helps.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm gonna tell all the viewers, man, if y'all not watching this show, man, y'all don't know what y'all missing. You know what I'm saying? Because I bring powerful people on here, man. This brother is powerful, you know what I'm saying, in his speech, man. Sister Divinity is powerful in her speech, man. Y'all gotta come out and watch these shows, man, and spread the word. You know what I'm saying? About Tony Real God podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Bringing all, you know what I'm saying?
that's right.
Bringing Brother Azriel, Sister Divinity, and
Yeah.
hopefully other guests. And soon we're gonna have one of my biggest fans on the podcast, Sister Leroy.
Wow. Wow. That's right. That's right.
Sister Leroy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I
man.
mean, I've never brought a fan actually, y'all. To be honest, I've never brought a YouTube, fan to the panel before. But hey,
Right.
it's cool with me. I'm always willing to, give everybody a shot. There's nothing wrong with
That's
that.
right.
And I'm pretty sure Sister Leroy gonna bring that wisdom. I hope y'all
Oh,
ready.
man. All the time.
So, Brother Azriel.
What's good,
So,
brother? What's good?
advocating for the men. I say we can do about another 7 more minutes. We're almost 2 hours
Okay.
in. So then, I
Oh,
know
we
you
good.
gotta
We
go.
good. No, we good.
All right. So, Brother Azriel, my question
What's
is,
good?
because I did have some more questions.
Okay.
I say just kind of advocate for the men. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
My question is this here. So we have a lot of men that are in a relationship or married, and they believe that this person, this woman, had been their soulmate, and they had they had been with this woman for a long time or for a while, a little bit or something, right? So and the relationship comes to an end so suddenly, and that man or men are confused on how did it just all end so suddenly because they believed that it was their soulmate. So what can you say to those men that feel, that person that they were with, they felt were a soulmate, but it ended so suddenly and they don't understand why?
Uh, you know, each man shall learn by their own experience, and so I have experience in that, and so I will proceed with most choice words to describe maybe some heavy things in a very short period of time. Uh, let's see. At the end of the day, as I basically have to just, let's see. See, this is tough, like I said, because it's individual experience. So at the end of the day, when we do our self work, I would always have to go here is that we realize that there are some things that we want in our lives as men, and we can hook ourselves up with these women, right? And they be beautiful and very vivacious, looking very elegant, and we go in with them and we have our experience with these women. And man, let me tell you, man, there's nothing like being a young man in love. I don't care what nobody say. I'm
You
saying
right about that, brother. You right about that.
I'm saying it because man, you can't tell a young man to leave Charlene alone if you love Charlene. You better keep it pushing, bro.
Come
And,
on
and
home.
yeah. And you know what? And so at the end of the day, though, but Charlene will change, man. But did she really change? Or really, did you actually really knew her from the beginning as well as you thought that you did? Or did you experience a couple of things that you thought that she would never do? And then all of a sudden she just says, you know what, man, I just want to go see other people. And you're like, wait a minute, hold on. And then you just like, it's like a movie. You start seeing everything just fall apart in front of you, and and no one can help you, man. No, and it's a very horrible experience. And what we do, as soon as you try to grasp a hold of fallen pieces, you get destroyed. And so this is very critical. And this is why these things suddenly happen. And you don't understand why. They just fell apart because in your heart when your heart's broken. At that moment, just picture your whole reality like you being stopped still in real life time. And that picture with the hammer cracking it into a million pieces. And then you try to save the pieces. Now just imagine that. You can't do that. You'll never be able to put that back together again. That memory is just shell shocked and there's no way to redeem yourself. But we still hold on, and there's nothing wrong if you know what you're doing and how to fix the things that you're holding on to. The problem comes in is when you understand that the time is up or that your time that you put in is over. And it doesn't matter how much you feel at that time. It's just that your time is over. So look at it as being like death. When it comes to you and it takes you, you have families, you have children, grandchildren. And you know what? It just snatches you and takes you. Now, where's the why in that? You see, so now you can compare it. Now make a wise and conscious decision that you're living and say, how long do I want to die? How many times do I want to die? Because when you get your heart break, you get heart broke, you're dying. So how many times do you want to reincarnate like Jesus? So, let's be wise here, my friends. And let's just love each other, man. Take our time with each other. And my brother, that's my take on that, brother. And the stall in the beginning was because, man, you know, I was trying to really figure out how to really answer that. And you can only just do that with life, man. Life is the only teacher on that. Because a young man in love, I had to think about it, man. Good luck. If he listens to you, man, is only beneficial because he's going to apply that into his relationship. And the stuff that you're saying that he ain't liking, you know what I'm saying? If he's a wise man, he'll say, "Why did you say that? I love this woman. Why'd you say that?" And then now that's your only chance to get it in, and you better not call her a bitch or anything else, because then now you lost him, and now he's going to suffer because you ran your mouth. And it was best that you just kind of just let him go, and maybe talk to him maybe on Friday. But no, you had to tell him right there on Monday. You had to make him understand on Monday what he was only going to be open to on Friday. So he never made it to Friday, and now you're responsible, and now he's whacked out because he didn't make a wise and conscious decision, and so now he's suffering from that decision. Yeah.
Man. I hope y'all swallowed that. I hope y'all swallowed that. I'm full. So I got about, let me see. Yeah, I got like three more questions. I just 2-3 more questions. So is it? So my next question is, Brother Azriel, is it hard for a woman and a man to find a soulmate? Is it hard?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. It's very hard. And the reason why it's hard is because, when you're working on yourself, sometimes you realize that working on self, it really takes a lot of time. And you have other things that can't fall apart because because you come to some epiphany that you need to do some kind of energy or internal work. And now you're neglecting your outside responsibilities, and your children are suffering because you want to be some kind of spiritual like yoga teacher, and you want to open up the studio, and your husband's looking at you like, man, what the hell is going on here? And you see, but these things actually happen. And so my advice is, like I said, make a wise and conscious decision with everything. There's a lot of questions and a lot of challenges that are. How about adversity? Anything that challenges your peace is adversity, and that's promised to every man, woman, boy, and child. So when we know these things, we embrace these things. And if we suffer in our pockets, man, we just find out how to make that better because it's coming back around again. And when you defeat it, the good news is this. And when I say defeat it, it's not that you beat it up and it never comes back, because it always is there. And it will always capitalize on your laziness, whatever the situation may be. It will always capitalize on your laziness to not keep intact the principles of what allows you to face adversity and overcome it.
So in that, you know, saying, I mean, wouldn't there be like, you know, saying, because some people have a sort of a difficulty, you know what I'm saying, with
Right.
even recognizing their soulmate. So wouldn't
Right.
there be some sort of, you know what I'm saying, you know, personal, maybe some
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah.
discrepancy mentally for that person they can't
Yes.
identify it?
Yeah, you know, I mean, you have to be able to be at peace with yourself, and it's easier said than done, man, because it's like seeing a beautiful woman, man. I don't care what man walks this planet on earth. When you see that type of woman, man, you know, your eyes glaze upon her, man. Things happen. Now these are the cats outside of yourself can say A, B, C, and D, and E, F, G, but it's what you see. You see? And so just like how you captivated, that's your own personal experience. Now that picture can get tainted and it can wear many titles. Now, so now you have to understand really what does it really mean to me? What did it really mean to me in the beginning? And why am I still under the ramifications of this image? Is it valid for me now? Or have I outgrown this? Because sometimes we outgrow situations, but yet we don't take the necessary rightful steps to get out of one situation into a new situation. And so because we don't apply that, we suffer. And so, you know, I wanted to kind of share that too, because yeah, it's hard because we have to literally be at peace, man. You can't be at war with yourself at all, man. Because if you got a clouded mind, that's no different than a drunk man behind a vehicle and say, go home, a drunk man. And you know, he done had so much, but yet you tell him to. So just like that's really what equivalent that it comes out to be. So we can you can get drunk spiritually, but simply because consciously you think that you're not drunk doesn't mean that you're not drunk spiritually. And so, and it will manifest itself in your choices in women, and situations and places and things. And it will manifest itself, and you will not be able to deny it. I mean, you can post up on Instagram all the money you want. You can sit there and have videos and even be connected to celebrities and put that up there all you want. But you know what time it is. You know what's going on inside of your head, and you
That's
can't fool
right.
yourself because you got to throw your ass away. You know what I'm saying? To paint another picture of yourself. But see, guess what? You knew that you trashed your ass. Nobody did it. You did it to your damn self. Let's be honest.
That is so true. You know,
Yes, sir,
I'm
brother.
glad I was able to. I was glad I was able to squeeze that other question in with the question on top of that. So
Mm-hmm.
last question, brother.
All right, brother.
And before you go, you know, stick around. When, you know, saying once you know I end the broadcast, I want to talk to you, brother.
All right, brother.
Yeah. So you know, don't go out. I'm gonna
Oh, I won't go
end the
out, brother.
live, and then you'll still be yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So last question.
All right.
And you know, and I want everyone to actually you know, listen up Twitter, listen up Facebook, listen up Twitch and YouTube. Y'all listen up. Okay, this last question is a question, you know what I'm saying, and generally question for the woman and the man. I'm glad I saved this question for last. I feel like this was my explosive question. So
All
this
right.
last question, all right, okay, what advice can you give to a woman and a man that are connected so well, but do not know that they are soulmates? Boom!
Okay.
Yeah, I said that's my explosive question right there.
All right. This is how I would you know, kind of tackle that or try
Mhm.
to attempt to answer that. If you're with a lady, my brothers and my sisters, and you with a man, right? And you guys are rocking it, man. I mean, trauma's coming. You're dealing with adversity. You know, you see the flaws in her, man. You know her flaws, man. You know the stuff she do that don't make you feel too happy. And she know the stuff in you that, you know, she done told you a million times, man, stop that shit. And you didn't stop that shit. You know why? Because you know you could have got away with it, but you know that developed problems. See, you worked it out. And then something else happened and you worked it out. So now let's look at it like they don't know if this is my soulmate. So he looks at her, she looks at him. Let me ask you a question. Is it that important at that moment if your reality with him or her is that, man, we're vibing? And is it really worth for me to do that? Now, I didn't say is she worth it. I didn't say that. I said, is it worth it? Is what worth it? Is it worth me to really actually compare my natural reality and ask, is she my soulmate? And she's do all these things in the natural. When I'm down and hurt physically, she's there. Or when I'm down and hurt, he's there. Oh man, sometimes we didn't know how we were gonna make it, but you know, we held on to each other. He did fuck me over, or she didn't fuck me over. You know what I mean? We was able to deal with this particular issue, man. My dad jumped in it, you know, he died, you know, and I'm trying to pick up the pieces with that. She was understanding, she rocked with me, and then her mom jumped on her, and I'm having to deal with this drama. We went through all that particular drama. Then I came across some money, you know what I'm saying? So we moved away, you know, and she still was rocking with me. We lost it all, man. And then we didn't know where it was going to happen. Then we built ourselves back up. Man, do you really need to know that? You know, I mean, I'm not knocking somebody that I just absolutely have to find out, sweetie. Are you the one? That's crazy. I would say,
Real
I know
talk.
who you are. You my woman. You know, we rocking together. And if I happen to be wrong by someone else's standards, exactly what it said. I said, somebody else's standards, not me, somebody else's. Because you know, that's my reality, man.
Real talk, man. Real
Yes, sir.
talk, man. I like how you put it in general, and then you made it, you know, and then you put it in your personal perspective. I like that.
Right.
I like that, man. That was powerful because not only you helped everybody relate to what you were saying, but you also articulated how it can relate to your personal experience. Wow,
Right.
brother. I like
Right.
that shit. That is cool. You know what I mean? Hey,
Thank you, my friend.
if y'all can't talk like this, you can't come on this show. But you know what? I'm glad that, you know what I'm saying, look, I am so glad, you know what I'm saying, everybody, that I am able to connect and network with powerful people like this, man. Y'all have got to really understand that there are many powerful people out here, man, especially in their speech. You know what I'm saying? And can teach you something, can help guide you to where you never thought you would be. And y'all have to realize, man, that it's not the fact that, oh, well, nobody gonna help me. No, it's just that you're not around the right people, man. You know what I'm saying? Get yourself around the right people, okay, that can help you through your life. You know, all right? Nobody can tell you how to live, but they can help guide you, okay? Because you might be going off the curb, and that one or that 2-3 people that's in your life that sheds light on things to help you see and understand what you need or what you should do keeps you from going up that curve, but keeps your steering wheel straight, keeps you going straight. You hear what I'm saying? So I thank everybody for coming, and you know, I thank you for coming. I hope you enjoyed the show. And
Yes,
this has
yes.
been an edition of another great topic. And I hope everything that you've learned from Brother Azriel and Sister Divinity about how to identify your soulmate, I hope you take all this advice in these teachings and apply it to your lives. Okay? Apply it to your lives, and hopefully it can possibly help you in the future on finding and identifying that soulmate. Thank y'all for coming, man. And Brother Azrael, I thank you for coming, brother.
Yes,
And
sir, man. Thank you for having me.
shout out to Sister Divinity as well for coming. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you got anything else you want to add, brother Azriel, before we get out of here? No. That's right. Yeah, your closing remarks.
Yeah. You know, I got to close the remarks, bro. I would say to everybody, be gentle with yourself. You know? And what I mean by that is this: your life is a very beautiful thing, and sometimes when we look at our outside reality, it's real shitty. Things really stink, and people try to hide behind bullshit. So because we know that, it's important that we work on ourselves. And the good thing about that is that when we do that, we're able to be who we are, conquer the things we need to conquer, achieve all of our life goals, push past and to fulfill our soul's destiny, be able to find our soulmate without so much drama and headache, tap into the energies that's all around us, experience material wealth, experience happiness on a level with someone that's not going to fuck you over, you know, and be able to say, I got this ride or die chick, or I got this ride or die brother, you know, that's with me. And to realize that even if mom and dad leaves you, they solid. You know that. To find that, to know that, to understand that, to embrace that is a very powerful thing. And there is not no man, there is not no literature, there is no scripture that can break that bond, because we're not talking about rituals. We're not talking about religious things. We're talking about things that people do because that's what they were designed to do. And simply because you don't know it doesn't mean that it's not true for them. And simply because they're unwilling to see it from your point of view does not make your point of view not valid, because we all have a voice. So we need to just kind of just keep it real simple with ourselves and take care of ourselves. And that's what I meant.
All right, brother. Thank you for that.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna close with this, y'all. All right, and I'm gonna just be real. I'm gonna try to be brief. I'm gonna close with this. Finding your soulmate. If finding your soulmate may be a difficult task, look within yourself to see what you really need. Okay? And if it may be an easy task and you're able to identify that soulmate, make sure that soulmate that you have identified has not only what you desire, but what you need. Okay? Make sure both of you have that connection of what you desire and need. And I tell you this: respect yourselves, love yourselves, okay? And you know what? And don't mentally hurt yourself trying to figure out how to identify a soulmate. If you have a strong connection with somebody and somebody really, really loves you and loves you for everything you do, loves everything about you, doesn't ever really look for look for anything to use against you, but respects you and accepts all of your flaws about you and works with you and helps guide you and mentally keep you healthy, physically, and once again mentally again, generally. That's your soulmate. She ain't going nowhere and he ain't going nowhere. Thank y'all. And this was a great build that I had with this brother and Sister Divinity. Thank y'all for coming and thank y'all for listening. We out of here, family. Brother Azriel, we out of here, y'all. Me and Brother Azriel got to go talk about something. So y'all be ready for the next one, Tuesday at 12:30 p.m. Central PST time, my time. Okay, and you'll see Brother Azriel in the building and Sister Divinity in the building on our next topic, and it's gonna be powerful, y'all. Don't miss it. Share the live, like, share, comment. Also,
I'll go with you guys.
Make sure February 5th. Oh wait, let me promote this right quick, Brother Azriel. February 5th. Let me put this up right quick, y'all, so y'all can get. Let me see here. February 5th, y'all. I will be having. Here we go. I will be having. Let me share the screen. I want y'all to get this, man. Don't forget, February 5th, Brother Sheik will be in the building, y'all. February 5th, Brother Sheik will be in the building. It will be premiering on this platform, Tony Real the God Chronicles. February 5th, Brother Sheik is coming to speak, and he's coming to teach. All right? Do not forget, Brother Sheik will be in the building February 5th on Tony Real the God Chronicles, and he coming to teach. So if you like to learn and come and hear this brother teach on this information, come on in, have a seat for however long it's going to be, whether an hour, 2 hours, hey, it is what it is. But this brother come with that information. And if you need help on cross-referencing, pertaining to the information that he is coming to teach, come February 5th at 4 p.m. to see this brother teach. And I guarantee you won't be disappointed. He on the way, y'all. Let's get it. All right, y'all. That'll just about do it, man. I hope y'all like this broadcast, man. I appreciate everybody for coming out. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your bell notifications to Tony Real the God Chronicles, man. All right? So me and Brother Azriel, we out of here, family. Holla at your boy.
Peace.